Hello there, and welcome back to Aquaplay's Dragon Age Inquisition. Last time we were exploring Skyhold, and we still have a bit more left to explore and catch up with here, I believe, before we are ready to head out into a region again. For one thing, we did acquire Cole as a companion, so we will need to go ahead and level him up and get him kitted out here, so let's do that. Let's see. So he's gonna be dual-wielding like me, but maybe, you know what, since I am building Mintriel as more of a traditional dual-wielding rogue, like more like stealthy and like trying to flank, maybe I'll try Cole out as like more of a front line, especially because when I'm not sure how good the AI is at, like with flanking. I feel like it's, at least like from the previous games, I feel like the AI isn't great on its own at flanking, but I don't know in this game because obviously they got rid of tactics and like easily moving party members around with point and click, so maybe they kind of have accounted for the flanking more, but we'll see. It could, you know, it could be that it might be that they automatically like try and flank with the AI, and then if I go for an opposite approach, I might actually be going against the AI, what the AI wants to do, but I don't know, we'll see how all that works. But there are some of the abilities where they have like this stuff where you actually like want to be facing the enemy, so thinking we're gonna kind of go for that. So I guess maybe a bit less of the stealthy stuff, even though it kind of is a little not, yeah, the stealth stuff kind of makes a lot of sense for Cole, like, character-wise, but we'll just kind of maybe, kind of go for a bit of narrative dissonance there, maybe a little bit. I mean, he can still have some stealth, but, yeah, because what is the stuff that, let me go see, there was a couple of things I know that was, like, about, like, the enemy facing you, like, it was this one, you deal more damage only if you keep your target facing forward toward the blow. So I'm thinking we can go for that. That's one thing we'll do for him. And then what about here? So now that's more about flanking there. We'll go for the Dance of Death here. I think was it the Death Blow that had something like that? No, I guess it's still kind of different, the whole surprise attack. You favor fresh opponents with Death Blow. Since I have the Death Blow, maybe we'll go for like that with him, but we'll see. There was something else about facing the enemy, I feel like. I don't know, it wasn't really about this. I guess, in part, I was thinking the parry kind of makes sense, because, like, the enemy needs to be facing you for that, so I guess we'll go ahead and give him parry, maybe. If you succeed in countering a blow, your parry costs no stamina at all, or we could go, you wait prepared to knock away the blow, as long as stamina remains at all. So he can, like, kind of, so either you can, like, sit and wait for, like, the next blow, and just kind of be, you know, taking up stamina, or if you succeed in countering it, your parry costs no stamina. I feel like maybe the patient riposte might be better for him, since I'm not, like, I feel like the effortless would be better if I was controlling him, but if, like, if I was having Mintriel, like, if I get parry on Mintriel, this would be probably what I would go for, maybe, but I don't know. Yeah, but I feel like for the AI, they may not, I don't know how well they time that, so maybe having it where it's more constant seems good. I don't know, maybe we won't spend a point on that yet, because I'm not sure about that one. So not that, maybe it was something in traps, or was it something in the stealth that I'm not remembering? Let's see. Toxic Cloud. I don't think any of these really makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah, maybe it was something in the stealth that I'm thinking of. Oh, that's interesting. You can make this a range, something you can use against ranged targets. So for this, you launch a surprise attack on your target. If you strike an enemy that did not have you targeted, you regain stamina. So that's more of like toward the not having. Right. I swear there was something else. Maybe it was just the parry I was thinking of. As far as like dealing more damage if you keep your target facing forward toward the blow. I don't know, maybe that is the only one, but anyways, it's interesting. I mean, we will want to give him stealth. And more likely to overlook. Probably would be good. Chance to dodge. So we could upgrade stealth now instant, removes all debilitating effects on you. Or we could do your main stealth for a short time after attacking or taking damage. I feel like that would be... Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I guess maybe there's not a whole lot else that really focuses on being more aggressive with it, but I guess it's more just not going for as much of the evasive stuff. I guess like we did go for the parry. So maybe focusing a bit more on that side of things does make sense. Because a lot of the other stuff does still like go toward more like the flanking aspect. And this one, I guess, let's go for this. Let's go for bleeding on that. And we'll do that. And you know what? Let's go ahead and go for... Let's go for the death blow, but make it a surprise attack. And we'll go with that setup for now. And you know what? Mintriel is like going heavy on the poison, so maybe we will just won't go for the poison stuff with Cole. And we'll focus more on just the straight up damage side of things, maybe. Alright, and then do I want him to favor something in particular? Probably stealth should probably be preferred. And maybe like parry? I don't know, maybe we'll say stealth is preferred, and then we'll see how else he does, I guess, when we actually take him out here. We'll have to see. And then I usually like to put that down a little bit. Make you specifically follow Mintriel. And then that is good. Okay. Save that. Oh, and I need to get you kitted out as well. And I actually need to go through my inventory and see what I can sell and what I want to give to people. And Dorian does not have a helmet yet. So let's see if we have anything we can give to him, maybe. That seems like decent for you. Right, cool. You at least come with some equipment. But we can probably give you something a little better, maybe. Oh, we actually don't have any medium armor to give you, so maybe not quite yet. What about accessories? We have an enhanced parry ring, so we can go for that. We didn't give you Shadow Strike yet, right? I don't think we gave you a Shadow Strike, right? Nope. Not what I meant to do. Cool, there you are. Yeah, we didn't give you Shadow Strike yet, so I'm not gonna put that on you. Oh, you know what? Now I can actually put these in storage if I want, so I don't have to keep carrying them around all the place. That would definitely be nice. Where this amulet generates a moderate amount of threat when attacking. We do not want that for you, even though it could be nice for like the whole like aspect of having it face you, but we didn't. It does seem like most of the stuff is still flanking focused, so I don't know. That's just kind of weird that the Twin Fangs has that like aspect of facing the enemy, but nothing else really goes with that. It'd be interesting if there were more like abilities or like upgrades to the abilities that would kind of align with that a bit more, maybe, but oh well. So I don't have any more rings for you. I don't have a belt to give you. And then do I have anything else? Well, I have some amulets of power to give some people. Interesting. I guess I can give you cooldown amulet. And I think I might want to give one of my warriors Amulet of Aggression. Let's see, what are you wearing? Critical chain thing might be decent. What about you? Enhanced Amulet of Aggression might be better. Let's see, what do you have? Let's give the Enhanced Amulet of Aggression to you, maybe. Do we want anyone else to have the critical chain one? Anyone else that would benefit from that in particular, maybe? I don't really think so. I think I just like the stat increases better for most other people. Yeah, and you can't use it because you are a rogue, so... Okay, and yeah, Iron Bowl and Cassandra, for some reason, I have amulets of power for you guys. Okay. Take that back. And take that back. Okay, does that... Did that actually give you guys stuff? Okay. Sandra, what are we wanting for you? Oh, we now have access to your specialization. Wait. But we didn't have that on Cole, right? No. Huh. Wonder why we get Cassandra's specialization now, but not everyone else's. Because you guys still don't have your specializations open, right? Oh, actually, we do have it for Solus? Weird. So some of them have their specializations open and some don't at this point, which is interesting. I don't know what the distinction is. But okay. Alright, let's see. I'm not sure entirely sure what the distinction is. Do you have yours? No, you do not have yours, Iron Bowl. Yeah, so I don't know why some have them so far and some don't. But it will. What do we want for you, Iron Bowl? Bonus to armor when you have active guard. That could be nice. Honestly, charging Bull just makes, like, sense for Bull, honestly. Yeah, and it would be nice to give him another way to get guard, because he's just way too squishy, so I do think that would be good. Oh, and it looks like you have another point, too. Let's see, do I want something here? What is upgrades for this? After you finish your charge, our next ability costs no stamina, or it's faster and gives you more control. Well, that doesn't really matter a lot with him being controlled by AI, so let's see what else. When your stamina is very low, it regenerates more quickly. That might be nice because he does use abilities a bit more often compared to a regular warrior. What about combat roll? You drive and roll to where the battle needs you to be, whether it's escaping from a group or moving to flank an opponent. You have a charging bowl, so I don't know if that's really necessary. Always the strength to fight harder. What is the... So it gives them damage and armor bonus. What is the upgrades? Additional or guard to your allies each time they deal damage. That could be interesting. Iron Bowl could have some additional utility to him, which might be nice, because he's not really gonna... You know, he's kind of in an awkward position of not necessarily being quite as damage effective as a rogue, but not quite a traditional tanky warrior, so... It could be interesting. What do we have over here, though? Block and slash... Countering enemy's attack now does bonus damage and adds to your guard. Or your counterattack does more damage and now slashes in a full circle. I think I don't know. I think I want to go for the Horn of Valor with you. And maybe I might make that into... Oh, did I never... I thought I made some things preferred. Let's make Challenge preferred. Let's make Charging Bowl preferred. And then Horn of Valor, maybe. Oh, actually, I like... Oh, that's right. I forgot he has Grappling Chain, too. He can pull enemies to him. But I think we'll do this so he focuses mostly on building up some guard and then giving us some bonuses. Yeah, okay. So that all seems pretty nice. And then... I got distracted there, but we were trying to get Cole set up, which we need to look at weapons now. So he has Dalish Slashers, but the Snake Blade would be better, I think, than one of those, so we'll go for that. And then we can sell the other one. Yeah, so move to valuables. I doubt this is any better than what Sarah has on right now. Oh, and that's right, we got some more upgrades for Bianca, so we'll have to mess around with that here. Yeah, so this can go to valuables. Shields, I'm pretty sure you guys have better shields by now. Or pretty much just equivalent, more or less, at the very least. So, yeah, let's put these to valuables. At least now I have all my companions, too, so I don't have to worry about saving anything specifically. Though we have storage now, which would make it easy anyway, I suppose, if I needed to. Where are my mages? Let's see. Okay, we want to keep one of each element still, so we don't need to keep both of these fire ones. So we'll just keep one. And we have this for ice, which seems better. Well, is that better? Not necessarily better, I guess, than that one. What is Solus using? He's got one that's better, yeah, so we can get rid of this one, actually. And then we only need one... Yeah, we only need one ice one, so... I guess get rid of the Witch Ice Staff, and then that gives us our set here. Okay. And then... Iron Bowl probably has... Well... Yeah, he has better. He has one that's a little better, so... Move that to valuables, and then... Okay, this one I was keeping just because it was kind of... Because it was, like, unique. Probably don't need it, but... Just keeping it just in case. Yeah, we can hit this one. I'll put this in the storage. I don't know if it makes a difference, but I don't know if maybe... I don't think it makes a difference. You know, we're just gonna get rid of it. There is actually something more to it, like, oh well. It will. Alright, with that said, yeah, I have some upgrades to deal with as well. We'll have to go back to the Undercroft for that. What else is there to see? I think I've talked to all my companions at this point. Yeah, it's just directing me back to the war room right now. I think I've, like, talked to most everyone, though. So far. Oh, apparently Colin has a quest for me? Okay, well... Okay, hold on a second, Colin. Let me save. Because I know last time I talked to you, we had some issues. So let me make sure that's not going to happen again.
Inquisitor?
Anything I should know?
Is there anything I should know?
Repairs to Skyhold's fortifications are progressing. Our scouts report no immediate threats in the surrounding area. We are fortunate Solus knew of this place.
Yeah, that's all for now, I guess.
That's all for now.
Should you require anything, I'll be here.
What is this quest that it wants me to do? It's showing Cullen. It might just be like a mistake, but it's also specifically showing up another location, so I'm not entirely sure what to make of that. But alright then, yeah, I guess let's go back to the Undercroft then. I don't think there's any more areas I needed to look at, hopefully. I kind of don't remember exactly where I've been and where I haven't. But I think, for the most part, I kind of explored pretty much everywhere, for the most part, I want to say. So, hopefully we're pretty good in that regard. Yeah, I guess let's just go find our way back to the Undercroft here. Yeah, like, have I been up here? Have I looked at whatever the hell this is? Yeah, that was just talking about Corypheus attacking everybody. Did I talk to you?
The spiderwebs help stop the bleeding, and they prevent wounds from getting infected. Gather as many as you can. The strangest thing, though, I can't recall where I heard that. I think I remember a young man.
Cole's work, indeed. Have I talked to you, Iron Bull? I feel like I maybe didn't.
Inquisitor, huh? Well, you've got the fortress for it. Speaking of which, when you've got a second, there's something I want to show you.
Sure.
What did you want me to come see?
Here, come on. I'll show you.
Okay.
Why am I dressed like this?
You'll see. Come on. It'll be worth your time, I promise. Evening. Iron Bull. My merc band just joined up.
Tanner. I'm from Jader. Well, near Jader.
Mira. I was guard captain for Lady Pendel. Signed on after shit blew up at the Conclave. Share a drink? Who's your friend?
This is Grim. She doesn't talk much.
Alright, I guess we will play along.
Huh.
So, you ready to kill some demons? Or Venatori, or whatever that Corypheus asshole is?
This isn't just about killing. We're helping the Inquisitor save the world and build the next empire.
I'll just say a little.
Well, long as I get paid, I'm happy. That's why I signed up.
I just couldn't spend my whole life on a farm. Needed to live a little, you know.
What about you, Mira? Why'd you join up? I thought you were serving some noble.
I saw what happened at Haven. The Inquisitor staring down that monster and his archdemon. I don't sing the chant of light as much as I should. But you can't see something like that and not believe.
Well, Grim and I should find our tents. Thanks for the drink. I know every soldier under my command. You don't have that option. But a few faces might help.
Why did you act like that?
You made it sound like you didn't like the Inquisition.
People don't always tell the truth when you're polite. You've got to poke them a bit.
They may think less of you.
But those two soldiers might think you're an asshole.
So?
I guess I don't get to make a rebuttal to that. Okay, I wouldn't say their attitude's surprised Mintriel. Like, they pretty much, you know, they felt pretty much like how people have seemed to be feeling. Like, so, this was good.
It was good to get their perspective.
Yeah. Sounds like we could use an easy win for boys like Tanner. And vets like Mira have seen enough to be wary. You've got a good army coming along. Remember that. No matter what comes next.
Alright, well, thank you for that Iron Bowl. It was a pleasure. I think now I've talked to everyone. At least once. Oh no, except Cassandra, that's right, we hadn't talked to Cassandra yet. How could I forget? There's Cassandra. That's right, so we hadn't quite made our way all the way over here, I suppose. What is that table? Hold on, Cassandra. Let me see. What is this? Construction report, brick marks. Skyhold has stolen bricks. Found a brick mark I know from my elder's notes. Fired in Highover before it was sacked in 480. That was Orlais, but this style isn't, so it was probably looted. There may be others. That time is long past, but the Inquisitor should know where they live. Gannon, Mason. Our cause rights a greater wrong. Crimes of the past will be eclipsed soon enough as this becomes the home of the Inquisition. But send word to Highover so they can amend their histories. Commander Colon. Yep, I'll get to... We don't have the luxury to be worrying too much about stolen bricks right now, but... all things with time, eh? Hey, Sir Morris, how you doing?
Oh, Bells, it's you. Morris. Sir Morris, I suppose. I am serving as quartermaster for Skyhold and its arriving throngs. Stores are growing, and so long as we have fair coin to restock, you and yours will be well served.
Right, Oh yeah, yours like kind of the replacement for Thread. See, I don't like that we still have them around, but they're not like in the capacity anymore. It's kind of weird how they do that. What are your qualifications?
What makes you ideal for this position? It's an important one.
My family has ties to several freehold militias, as well as cousins acting as officers in Ferelden and Orlais.
And your qualifications?
My family holds treaties with 3 new money Tevinter houses, and a rare Orzuma contract with a Paragon namesake.
So, nepotism.
And your qualifications?
To be honest, your worship, that was my question. I am the nexus of a dozen threads tied by others, designed to cast the widest and most appealing resource net. But I will rise to the occasion. Skyhold will want for nothing. I swear it.
Well, I guess it's a good thing Thren's still around to help make sure that nothing falls apart here.
The previous quartermaster survived Haven. Where is she?
She had views. Has views. Perfectly legitimate ones if you share them, Inquisitor. I believe it was felt that your quartermaster should be more palatable now that the Inquisition is in Orlais. She continues to serve, just not at the fore.
Alright, so you can be the palatable face, I suppose, while she does the heavy lifting. Not, you know, not necessarily the greatest situation for her, but I guess it'll work at the end of the day, and we'll know that she did the best, and we'll make sure her efforts are appreciated. Are we well supplied?
How's it going? Do we have what we need?
Our capacity increases, as do our requests to suppliers. I've had to threaten some contracts. It was exhilarating.
Alright, well, good to see you're having fun in your role.
As you were.
We are here for you, Inquisitor.
Hopefully you will prove yourself worthy, even if you maybe are mostly just a face. Maybe you can be a bit more than just a face in time. What is up here? A letter home. Father, no, I will not come home. I know what happened to Haven. I was there, and I am not afraid of death. If none of us are brave enough to stand, then all of us will fall. I am your son. If you trust nothing else, trust me. The Inquisition is our only hope. I also would like to request that you stop using such language to refer to the Inquisitor. It is not what you think. She is not trying to replace the Divine, or the Chantry, or become a god. I know it's hard for you to see an elf in a position of such power, but I think it's time for you to think about why you feel the way you do about them. Don't you remember the stories of Andraste and the elves who helped her? If the Inquisitor is really Andraste's herald, maybe it's Andraste sending us a message, telling us to let go of our foolish hatreds. I just hope you'll be able to see that this is what I want and what I feel is my duty. I think Mother would be proud, and I know she would want you to be proud of me too. Your son and dedicated Inquisition soldier, Eustace. Yep. You tell him, Eustace. Better get used to having an elven Inquisitor. Mintriel is an elf, and she's proud to be one. Very, very proud. Anyways, let's see. Pamphlet, lift your voices. Greetings, Inquisition. I hope you're excited for our next meeting. I certainly am. In these dark times, fellowship and song will keep us from the depths of despair. So let us lift our voices and our spirits. Here are the pieces we'll be learning in the upcoming weeks. Lyrics and musical notation are available in the archives, so come prepared. The Storm Coast Claim, Circle of Flame, The Girl in Red Crossing, The Ballad of Nuggins. Scout Harding fought hard for this one, so she will conduct. Twinkling Lucy of the Heavens, Whither You Took My Gold, or The Jolly Tavern, Earl Jason's Ride, I Shall Prevail. Although there were many votes for Andraste's Mobari, I have decided to leave it off the list, as attempts to perform it tend to leave most choir members a sobbing mess. It's Inquisitor Faye. P.S. I understand that some of you object to being called this Inquisition. If you can't come up with a better name, it is not your place to criticize. And no, the Harry Herald is not a better name. Yes, this Inquisition is definitely much, much better. Alright, enough stalling. Let's go see what has Cassandra all upset. There was something about her storming about. Actually, wait, we gotta inspect this real fast. I cannot fill any of it. So, okay.
Of course.
Good to know.
Another time.
Yep, I have to gather more shit first. Someone was very happy over there. Anyways, hey, Cassandra. Oh, shit.
You knew where Hope
Oh, that's
was
right.
all
That's why
along.
she's upset.
You're damned right I did.
That's right.
You conniving little shit.
Totally forgot about the hawk thing.
You kidnapped me. You interrogated me. What did you expect?
I think it's time to intervene.
Hey, enough! You're taking his side? I said enough! We needed someone to lead this Inquisition. First, Liliana and I searched for the hero of Ferelden, but she had vanished. Then, we looked for Hawk, but she was gone too. We thought it all connected, but no. It was just you. You who kept her from us.
The Inquisition has a leader.
Hawk would have been at the Conclave if anyone could have saved Most Holy.
Varric's not at fault.
Varric's not responsible for what happened at the Conclave.
I was protecting my friend.
Varric is a liar, Inquisitor. A snake. Even after the Conclave, when we needed Hawk most, Varric kept her secret.
She's with us now. We're on the same side.
We all know whose side you're on, Varric. It will never be the Inquisition's.
I mean, Mintriel isn't necessarily entirely happy about this either. I mean, because, you know, she's all about doing your duty and everything, and I don't know, but at the same time, like, is it really Hawkeye's duty? Like, I don't know. You know, it's kind of like on the one hand, she gets Varric's perspective of, like, Hawke, you know, has done enough, didn't necessarily need to be drawn into all this. Like, I mean, Hawke was connected to Anders, but, you know, wasn't actually, like, fully responsible for that whole situation. Like, she couldn't, you know, she wasn't fully responsible for Anders throwing everything into a rebellion and into a civil war, so yeah, like, she was important, but yeah. At the same time, though, you know, Mintriel's all about, you know, taking your responsibility and accountability for things, and so, like, you know, Varric kind of hiding, you know, and the whole idea of the greater good, too, so, like, obviously he was trying to protect his friend, but if protecting your friend comes at the cost of the greater good, you know, so, I don't know, but I think in this case, like, it's kind of like, what's done is done a little bit here. Like, you know, we need to work together now and move forward. We need to work together.
Attacking him now won't help us, Cassandra.
Ha! Exactly.
And you better not be keeping anything else from us.
I understand.
Yep, condemn him a little bit, but not completely.
I must not think of what could have been. We have so much at stake. Go, Varric. Just go.
Yeah, you better take the opportunity while you can, Varric. Fly, man, fly.
You know what I think? If Hawk had been at the temple, she'd be dead too. You people have done enough to her.
I believed him. He spun his story for me, and I swallowed it. If I just explained what was at stake, if I just made him understand. But I didn't, did I? I didn't explain why we needed Hawk. I'm such a fool.
What if it had been different?
What if you hadn't believed him and you'd tracked Hawk down?
Honestly, Hawk might not even have agreed to become Inquisitor. She supported the Mage Rebellion after all. She wouldn't have trusted me for a second.
Yep, that is
But
very
this
true.
isn't about Hawk, or even Varric. Not truly.
I don't think
I
Kyrix would have
should have
been
been more
super
careful.
into it.
I should have been smarter. I don't deserve to be here.
We're not all fools. I'm not gonna say we need to do better. I mean, we did the best that we could, you know, Cassandra's done a lot, you know, I don't think we can really blame her on this. Don't blame yourself.
You're too hard on yourself, Cassandra.
Not hard enough, I think.
You can't believe that.
I want you to know, I have no regrets. Maybe if we'd found Hawk or the hero of Ferelden, the Maker wouldn't have needed to send you. But he did. You're not what I'd pictured. But if I've learned anything, it's that I know less than nothing.
And the fact that you are able to be aware of that, Cassandra, is part of what makes you as good as you are in this role. You're definitely far better than many of your peers. You have a much more open mind and a much greater sense of humility, which is something to appreciate for sure. Alright, let's see. Okay, now I think we've talked to everyone. I think. What's in here? Wait, here's Smith, but it's not where we make our stuff. Wait, what is this? God, I feel like I keep finding more and more doors that I'm, like, not sure where they go to. This place is so massive. So easy to get lost in.
With allies come enemies, and now we have a place to hold them.
Okay, here's the dungeons. I forgot we hadn't seen that yet. The Alexius won't be down here anymore. Actually, you know, now that I think about it, I wonder if I missed an opportunity to talk to him if I'd hadn't judged him already. Oh well. Hey guard, how's things going?
Your worship, the cells are ready for the enemies of the Inquisition. Good facilities in Skyhold. Whoever built this knew how to keep prisoners safe but secure.
Alright. Sounds good. Soon enough, we'll be getting more people here, I guess. Let's see. Prison structural evaluation. Harder job, this. Structural fractures throughout. Major block shifted. It settled over an age or more, so I had the workers shore it up and call it stable. I don't recommend rebuilding. If we change the weight distribution, it might stress cracks we can't see. I've seen failures like this before, in dams with the pressure of a flood behind them. What caused that in a prison this size, I don't want to know. Structural evaluation for Lady Llewellyn's consideration, Mason Gottsy. You know, good chance it was a magical flood or some shit like that. Who knows? Who the hell knows? Can I go? No, they made it just too short for me to go over there. Be careful not to fall here. This would not be a pleasant place to drop off of. Cool view, though. Imagine if we keep a prisoner over here. It'd kind of be like the moon cells, or yeah, like whatever they call them in Game of Thrones. I mean, there's the moon door, but I forget was it just like the moon cells or whatever they call them? Where like there just isn't a door on the one side and it just goes off straight into nothing. Yeah, that does not sound like a pleasant place. I mean, obviously being imprisoned in any case is not pleasant, but a particularly unpleasant way in that case. Mintriel is not cruel enough to do that, thankfully, for our enemies.
How do you know they won't attack here?
Darkspawn don't think. They flow. They burst through stone cut with their bloody hands, and they never stop. That Corypheus, he's got the face. He's got the corruption. But he's no Darkspawn. He's a thinker. He ain't interested in a fair fight. So if we build it right, he's not coming.
You know, I believe you.
Yeah, fair points. Fair points indeed. Anyways, let's go.
Someone emptied a whole bag of turnips into the fire. Ah, Maker, the smell is everywhere. I was going to use them for dinner and then... I can't recall who took them.
Paul's been doing a lot of shit around here. Though, I don't know, is some of it coal and some of it... No, I think it's mostly coal. If it was Sarah, I don't think there'd be the whole, like, can't remember aspect to it. It'd just be like, I have no idea who did it. Rather than memory. Anyways, to the Undercroft. Let's see. First of all, let me put all this shit for now in there. Yes. Yes, all of you will go in there. And then that just modify any I can modify sigil apparently. Do I have a sigil? Oh, that's right, the one that gives, yeah. I should put that in the chest too. I still don't know if I'm ever gonna use it. Probably not, but I mean there's a chance. There's definitely a chance. Nothing for you. Is there anything... I don't know if we even really have gotten any new upgrades, really, for most stuff. I know we got some stuff for, what's his name? Varric. We got some stuff for Bianca. That might be a little better. So right now we have armor penetration. First we could do critical chance. Kind of like armor penetration, maybe. And what does this one do? This is just a straight up upgrade, so we might as well do that. And then... So this one gives attack and critical damage bonus. This is not nearly as good. Not nearly as good. Okay, so actually what we have there is better. Okay. And anything else? Oh, that's right. In order to do it, I have to look at the person, right? Probably nothing else. Maybe for Cole's weapons. Yeah, we can give you plus 2 dexterity, why not? And I don't think we can do the runes until we get Dagna on board, which isn't until a little later, if I'm not mistaken. So we just won't deal with that right now. And we don't really need to do any armor tinting right now. Let's be for down the line. Okay. Oh, and then you know what? Let me sell some of these other ones then if I know I'm not gonna use them, like the other Bianca ones. I don't know, can I use any of this other stuff on anyone's armor, maybe? Okay, nothing there. Nothing there. Nope. Well, what about this? Yeah, nothing else. Yeah, I know the upgrades are just so particular about what can be used on what that it's kind of hard to just generally do much of anything here. I can give you some legs, apparently. Maybe that'll help you out a little bit there, Cole. Sigil. Oh. That would be better than what you have on, Varric. Can you not wear that armor? Hold on. Wait, why don't I have... What happened to my armor? Why the hell am I not wearing my armor? That's weird. Oh, is it when we went for with Iron Ball for that thing, did it unequip my stuff? That's annoying. That's really annoying that it did that. Oh well, okay. And let's just toss that sigil in here for now, I guess. Probably won't end up using it, but just to get it out of my inventory. Honestly, just deposit all of these, to be honest. And we can see if we want them later, but I just want the inventory space. Oh, and I guess if Iron Bull can't use some of these helmets, then we don't really need them. I still have my weapons on, right? Hold on. Yeah, I still have my weapons equipped. It just took that stuff off, which is very annoying. Okay, what was I looking for? Oh, Iron Bull, yes. Iron Bull, you have a helmet, right? So I can get rid of these. And this is level 13, which is why we can't use that yet. Okay, so... I just want as much space as possible so I don't have to be forced back by a full inventory too often. Alright, cool. That's all good. Now let's... I guess check on the codex here real quick. Oh, is there a quest? Or no, special shipments, I guess. Or... I don't know, I didn't actually get anything, so I don't know what that is all about. Or maybe that's where those amulets of power came from. That's actually probably what it was. That makes sense. But yeah, let me just see. I think there was a few new codex entries I wanted to take a look at here. Cole. His name is Cole. He's not that old. Perhaps 20 years, no more. He has blonde hair that hangs in front of his eyes. He wears dirty leathers, perhaps the only clothes he owns. He was there when you found Reese in the Templar crypt, but you couldn't see him. Nobody can, and those who do forget him. Just like you are right now. Remember the dream. A letter allegedly written by former Knight Captain Evangeline de Brassard, found in the spire in the aftermath of the Mage Uprising. Yeah, I know there's like, Cole plays like a significant role, I think, in one or more of the books that I haven't read. But yeah, might have to read those ones sometime. Yeah, aftermath of the Mage Uprising. See, Inquisitor. If you believe that this Cole truly wishes to help the Inquisition and can be trusted to do so safely, I am willing to give him a chance to prove himself. As Solus insists that he is a spirit made manifest in the form of a young man, not a demon possessing an unwilling victim, I can see that he may not be malicious. Nevertheless, Cole's abilities concern me. I would ask Ileana to have him watched, but most of Skyhold seems unable to see this spirit or remember him even if informed of his existence. The servants complain of odd occurrences, items mislaid or moved to strange locations, but have thus far been unable to see or remember the person responsible. Such actions appear harmless thus far, but I remain vigilant. Cassandra. Cole appreciates the Inquisition helping those who are hurting and in need. Okay. Corypheus. Let me tell you what I know about the Seven, those Tevinter Magisters said to have entered the Golden City long ago. Each was a high priest to one of the old gods. Each came to the ritual shrouded in secrecy, hiding their true name even from each other. They were competitors, you see. The old gods told them they would break into the Golden City and usurp the Maker's throne, but only one of them could sit on that throne. Each assumed a title related to their role in casting the ritual. Some texts claim they had a leader, the High Priest of Dumat, called Corypheus. He did not rule this group, but instead conducted it, coordinating their efforts to achieve a magical feat never since replicated. They breached the Fade, walked physically in dreams, and changed our world forever. Perhaps these 7 were the first Darkspawn, cursed by the Maker as the Chant of Light tells us. Perhaps not. One would think these Magisters long dead, but there are whispers this is not so. Think, if you will, what might become of the minds of such beings, corrupted by the Blight, cast down for prideful folly, simmering in resentment and darkness for over 1,000 years. Where would such men live? Who knows of them? For someone must, if whispers persist. What secrets do they yet hold? And what would we do, should any one of them return to the light? With luck, these are questions we will never have to answer. I'm questioning the chant by Magister Phoebus Agorian. Well, about that, Mr. Agorian. We are now facing these questions very directly at this point. Let's see, what's this? Champion of Kirkwall. I've heard the name Hawk on several lips this week. Many of us blame the champion for the events in Kirkwall. Oh, sorry, just a second. Alright, sorry about that. Many of us blame the champion for the events in Kirkwall, which sparked a war and hurled all Thedas into chaos. But can we truly fault Hawk for what she did? Here was a poor refugee from Ferelden who came to the Free Marches fleeing the Blight. Coming from a family of apostates, Hawk must have spent her life hiding from Templars, hearing about the abuses to which mages under the care of the Circle were subjected. Make no mistake, there were abuses. We will never find a peaceful solution to this conflict until we admit that we were partially responsible. Imagine how it must have been for Hawk when she rose to prominence for her role in ending the Kunari threat of 934, from refugee to champion of Kirkwall. Hawk's position gave her power and influence. Nothing could touch her. But although the champion of Kirkwall walked free, there were mages in the gallows who did not. The thought must have rankled. Are the champion's actions during the mage uprising so hard to understand, given all I have said? Following the destruction of the Chantry, Knight Commander Meredith invoked the right of annulment and called for the execution of every mage in Kirkwall. It was not right, another injustice added to an already lengthy list. Hawk knew it, and stood against her. She put herself between the Templars and the mages they sought to destroy, and became a legend. Even though she later disappeared, fleeing Kirkwall and the Chantry's justice, what happened in Kirkwall that day changed Thedas forever. By defying Meredith and our order, Hawk became a beacon for the Mage Rebellion that gave the mages hope, rallied them. They fought back. And here we now stand, on the eve of the Divine Conclave, seeking peace before the rebellion destroys us all. Now Commander Martu of Mount Smard, speaking to Templars attending the Divine Conclave. Very well said. Very insightful there for a Templar, especially. Let's see. Red Templar Archers. Take aim. Red Lyrium isn't the weak stuff they fed you all your life. The song is deeper. It's got a will of its own. Tame it, and it will do things the Chantry's instructors never dreamed of. Listen. Focus on the arrow in your hand. Pour power into it when it leaves the bow. That strength can fly across the battlefield and punch a hole through the thickest armor. Soon you won't need to stop to hear it. Practice, and the song will always be in your blood. And fire. Red Templar Archer instructing new recruits starting to take Red Lyrium. Well, that's just wonderful, isn't it? Red Templar Foot Soldier. Do you remember when I was tracking some mages hiding in the mountains? I found those Red Templar heretics attacking them. The Templars turned on me as well. The soldiers looked like normal men and women, but they rained down blows so hard it numbed my arm through my shield. It took me 3 minutes to kill just one, and he only stopped when I cut off his head. That's when I saw their leader, a huge, misshapen knight. He made a gesture and a streak of light streamed from him into one of the soldiers. Red Lyrium burst through the soldier's back. He changed into some kind of thing that made the mages all sick. I still don't know how we survived. These mages are children and frightened scholars, hiding from the war after the circles fell. Still, if one of them wasn't a healer, I'd have lost my sword arm. Letter from a Templar knight who left the order to her husband. Interesting. Red Templar Guardsman. Jurors. When I saw Templars marching up the road, my heart was glad. I asked if they'd come to stop the rebel mages who burned down the farms, but when growled, it was none of our business. That was when I noticed his eyes were red. Not like he'd had a long night at the inn, but really, truly red. Vernon announced these were the band's lands, and it was his business who was in them. The Templar bastard cut him down without a word. A dozen of us against 3 of them, and we never got a strike past their shields. They're stronger than any man I've known. The Templars swung full tower shields of metal like they weighed nothing. We had to run. Tell the band to seal the castle gates against any visiting Templars. Letter from guardsmen employed by Ban Harkwold. Right, and then Red Templar Knight. At first, I was only suspicious. Some of my brothers and sisters were acting strangely, spending time in the company of those who only days earlier we hadn't even given a passing glance. I would enter a room, and they would all be sitting together, talking in hushed whispers. And then they would stop altogether. I felt my intrusion keenly and withdrew, wondering how it was that I was not included in this group. Was there dissension in the Templar ranks? Were they speaking of rebellion against the Seekers of Truth? I could not fathom it, so I kept my peace. Then I saw the lyrium vials Sir Randall kept in his gear. It was accidental, as he had them wrapped in dark cloth and immediately covered them when I entered his quarters, but I did. They were red, not blue. Again, I held my tongue. Now I wish I had not. More and more of my fellow Templars stopped talking when I walk into rooms. There is little talk of continuing our hunt for the rebel mages. There is little talk of anything at all. I see the red vials they wear openly around their necks, no longer hidden. They are stronger than the rest of us, and it suddenly seems as if proper blue lyrium has become rare. Shortages, they tell me. I saw Sir Randall this morning, and his eyes were red. For the first time, I am wondering if I should abandon my posts and flee the Order for good. From the journal of Sir Caitlin of the Order of Templars, 941 Dragon. Hopefully you've followed that instinct. Caitlin, very good instinct for you right there. Let's see, Red Templars. Just general one, I guess. The Red Templars are exactly what they sound like. They are Templars who have been fed red lyrium, and the results are precisely what happened to Meredith and Kirkwall. It improves their powers, grants new ones, and increases their strength beyond what a human body should bear. Over time, red lyrium will turn them into beasts. Crystals will grow inside their bodies, even, I am told, sprouting through their heads. In the end, the Red Templars will be lost, mind and soul, to roaring madness. Did the Chantry push our Templars too far, or was this break inevitable? Maker, help us. I pray it was not us who drove our good knights into becoming monsters. Mother Solaris of the Grand Cathedral, and a letter to a friend. Alright. Oh, I missed something in here. Oh, Behemoth. We could have held off a battering ram, but the Behemoth? It took the gate off at the hinges. Then it screamed. Not a roar or growl. A scream, all rage and pain. As I drew my blade, all I could think was, there's a Templar in there. Somewhere in that thing was a brother or sister of the Order. Every fiber of my soul was crying out to them. But whoever it might have been, whoever son or daughter, they were lost to us, swallowed by corruption and lies. I helped the only way I could, the only way any of us can. We must end their suffering. And, make her willing, we must try to remember them as they were. From the reports of Knight Captain Vidir, tactical considerations for the Inquisition. Yeah, those things are nasty for sure. Sorry. Somehow I'm still missing something. What in the world? Oh, here we go. Horror. Presley, whatever you do, don't get too close to those Red Templars with giant lumps on their backs. They can spit lyrium. You can actually see it growing before they fling it at you from their palms. One hit Henley in the face. He'd have a massive scars if I hadn't been there to heal the wounds as we plucked the stuff out. We started to beat it down with some spells, and the air went sour. I felt sick, like you do when you're around too much raw lyrium. Lyra almost passed out. I grabbed her and ran. With luck, the thing found better prey than us. I never loved the Templars, but seeing them mutilated with lyrium doesn't give me any cheer. I don't understand why they'd inflict this on themselves. Jonna. Interesting. Okay, finally we're done with that. Let's see. Tevinter Society. To those outside of the Tevinter Imperium, it is easy to imagine a society filled with mages and elfin slaves and little else. In truth, there are 3 different Tevinters, each of them a world completely separated from the others. There are the mages, the land's nobility, completely obsessed with competing for supremacy with each other, almost to the exclusion of paying any heed to the nation's enemies, such as the Kunari. The well-bred Altists sneer at the Latins, who in turn sneer at the Praetari. They vie for dominance in the Magisterium, where factions shift and flow on a daily basis with deadly consequences, requiring every family to put on a veneer of perfect citizenship or face scandal and censure. Then there are the so-called Soprati, the Sleepers. These are the non-magical citizens who vastly outnumber the mages, yet are beholden to their whims. Many are resentful of this status, plotting in secret. even as they secretly hope their children will possess magical talent, an enticing lure, since the talent could conceivably show up in anyone, even a slave. It would be easy to forget that Tevinter possesses a massive class of publicans, the civil servants and leaders of the legionnaires. It has an enormous merchant class, enough teeming poor to drown any other nation in Thedas, and the shadowy thieves called Presumptor, who are practically treated with respect. And then there are the slaves. One would think they, at least, see each other as equals, but it is not so. The divide between the free liberati, those who act as personal servants to magisters, those who work on farms and factories, and the servus publicus, who do all the tasks proper citizens will not, it is all but insurmountable, but perhaps in emulation of those who own them, imperial slaves will connive and scheme to try anyhow. Outsiders might see it as futile, but to Tevinter citizens, their nation's social classes are the most mutable and rewarding of merit in all of Thedas. Interesting. I'm curious to see how much of this we'll get to see in Dragon Age 4, because as far as I know, most of the game might take place in Tevinter, but I'm not entirely sure. I've tried to kind of stay away from most news about it, so I can go in as blind as possible. Let's see, the Imperial Chantry. There are those who would tell you that the Chantry is the same everywhere as it is here, that the Divine in Valrayo reigns supreme in the eyes of the Maker, and that this fact is unquestioned throughout Thedas. Do not believe it. The Maker's second commandant, magic must serve man, not rule over him, never held the same meaning within the ancient Tevinter Imperium as it did elsewhere. The Chantry there interpreted the rule as meaning that mages should never control the minds of other men, and that otherwise their magic should benefit the rulers of men as much as possible. When the clerics of Tevinter altered the chant of light to reflect this interpretation of the commandment, the Divine Navarro ordered the clerics to revert to the original chant. They refused, claiming corruption with the Navarro, an argument that grew until, in 487 Towers, the chanter in Tevinter elected its own, legitimate and uncorrupted Divine Valhale, who was not only male, but also happened to be one of the most prominent members of the Tevinter Circle of the Magi. This Black Divine was reviled outside Tevinter, his existence an offense to the chantry in Valrayo. After 4 exalted marches to dislodge these rebels, all that the chantry in Valrayo accomplished was to cement the separation. While most aspects of the Imperial Chantry's teachings are the same, prohibitions against magic have been weakened, and male priests have become more prevalent. The Circle of the Magi today rules Tevinter directly. Ever since Archon Nomarin was elected in 734 stormed directly from the ranks of the enchanters to great applause from the public. He dispensed with the old rules forbidding mages from taking part in politics, and within an age, the true rulers within the various imperial houses, the mages, took their places openly within the government. The Imperial Divine is now always drawn from the ranks of the first enchanters, and operates as Divine and Grand Enchanter both. This is utter heresy to any member of the Chantry outside of Tevinter, a return to the days of the Magisters, which brought the blights down upon us. But it exists, and even though we have left the Tevinter Imperium to the mercies of the Dread Kunari, still they have endured. Further confrontation between the Black Divine and our so-called White Divine is inevitable. From Edicts of the Black Divine by Father David of Clarinus. Right? Yeah, we had a bit of a discussion with Dorian about all this. The Magisterium. There is a mistaken impression outside the Tevinter Imperium that a Magister is simply a mage, and the mere act of being a mage is all that is required to be among the ruling class. A misperception aided, no doubt, by some Tevinter mages claiming the title outside their homeland to take advantage of its reputation. In truth, being a Magister requires one hold a seat in the Magisterium, the upper house of the Imperial Senate. This is the body that makes laws, and which chooses the new Archon if there is no approved heir. This in its lower house, the Publicanium, consists of elected officials, but it has no true power and is considered a bureaucratic body. Magisters, meanwhile, come from the ranks of the Circle of Magi and the Imperial Chantry, but most hold their seats by virtue of an Archon having granted it to their family long ago. It is not technically required for a Magister to be a mage. Indeed, after the transfiguration that saw the old gods abandoned and Androstianism embraced, most were not. Since the Tower's age, however, non-mages in the Magisterium have slowly been weeded out. A true Magister is thus a figure of real power in Tevinter. All other mages serve at their pleasure, and any mage not of proper lineage has no influence outside of that which personal wealth and talent provide. From the Ancient North by Sister Patrine. Right. And the Elysian Civil War. When Grand Duke Gaspar attacked Empress Selene of Orlais in an attempt to claim the throne, we assumed business across the country would suffer greatly. To counter propaganda suggesting she was overly tolerant of the elves, Selene was drawn to crush an elven uprising in Helm Sharal, and Gaspar's attack there destroyed her forces and cut her off from Valrayo. She escaped back to the Eurasian capital, with 100 mad stories explaining how, at which point we started closing down the family shops, expecting Gasperad's army to carve a bloody path through the heartlands and up north towards cities loyal to Selene. Instead, the humans have been downright reasonable. We made a killing on furs and silver in Valrio as Gasperad's hold on southern Orlais cut off incoming trade goods from Ferelden. The nobles in Montfort and Valchevin also bought up violets as though their touch killed Darkspawn. Apparently, Selene declared that wearing purple flowers was a way for humans to show their loyalty to her. In Ferelden, half of the cities would be on fire, but in Orlais, the nobles make jokes, and the merchants just keep peddling their wares while Gaspard and Selene's armies clash in the dales. The only people really suffering are the peasants, but then that's true enough anywhere. Send extra guards on the next shipment, but save the lamb for Ferelden. The family's doing good business here as it is. A letter from Journal Herrick, word of a merchant to his family in Ostwick. Right, interesting. Okay. History. Let's see. The Mason's Tale is the Fall. Okay, so this is that mosaic we put together in the hinterlands. Let's see. Now here's a happy study. The Fall. And a face that says, why do we try to go where there were no stairs? Because you go into an impossible building like that, you're coming out on fire, and then it will flip or something. And I wish I could see it. I'm sure there's somewhere that you actually see it, but I obviously missed it when I was going through all here. But I'm not really bothered enough to go looking for it right this second. But let's see. It'd be nice if they showed the picture in here with the codex, but oh well. Anyways, now here's a happy study, the fall, and a face that says, why do we try to go where there were no stairs? Because you go into an impossible building like that, you're coming on a fire, and then it will flip or something. I still do not see the appeal of dreams. So your 7 magisters entered, and they came out blinded and not sure which way is up. I'll pass that off to the sculptor trying to represent madness. I mean, towers here, up and it over there. You know what kind of force it would take to flip that much stone? It'd do more than burn your beard. Here's something interesting, though. You've got a hint of pigment and leaf causing some sheen, but there's meant to be more. All of these were painted and repainted at some point to match whatever lord's three-holer. But there's a type of finishing that you can do, a very fine and time-consuming pass that evens the surface. Do it right, you can get stone as smooth as glass, and that tower and beardy skull are meant to have it, and only a little is present on the others. So the first time this carving was wheeled out, it would have looked like Beardy was the target, so maybe he was first in the door, and the light, it burns him and spreads to the others. And the polish of leaf would have caught light like a mirror and caused the viewer to squint. They'd have to look down or away, joining the magisters in their punishment. Makes them feel part of it. That's what I figure anyway, and it would sure keep the children out of the feast hall. Interesting. Now I actually really want to see it. I'll have to figure out where it is on display here in Skyhold at some point. Or, I mean, it's not like in somewhere I can see. I don't know. I'll have to take a look in a second. In your heart shall burn. Then the Maker said, to you, my second-born, I grant this gift. In your heart shall burn an unquenchable flame, all-consuming and never satisfied. From the fate I crafted you, and to the fate you shall return, each night in dreams, that you may always remember me. Canticle of Threnodies 5-7. In passages 1 through 6, his first children wanted for nothing, freed from need, they could only praise, but it was hollow, without cost. We, and all the physical, were created immutable, that our works would require struggle. A wonder created of wood and stone proves more intent than any wish of the Fade. Here in the gentlest verses of the chant, we see how great his gift and how stern his punishment. To inspire, he gave us dreams, such that we would strive to make this limited world reflect his glory. Some look upon that nightly memory and feel only desire, as though it owed his splendor. We, the second children, were meant to master the wants and wanes of emotion and childish pursuits, to honor at a distance and move ever forward. We failed in this, and the weakest of us did act as petulant influence, clawing back into his sight. Because we could not master our desire, because we acted on pitiful instinct, because we dared look upon our Maker to fulfill our need and not his, he is lost to us. But he is merciful while stern, and remember what we have lost. His second children can learn, grow, and change. If we cannot, then we are no better, and no worse than his first children. Interesting. What is this? On Skyhold. A page from an enchanter's journal, scorched to near illegibility. The style is an old Ferelden dialect, circa mid to late Divine Age. Experiments in ambient lingerings, first staging. The question isn't, is it special? The question is, how special? We found relics, but there are always relics. Elves ranged far before their empire was crushed, but rarely did they return where they did not build. This place they visited again and again. I see it in the fragments. Clays from different nations, not just craftsmen. Styles from different centuries, not just clans. And yet no record of a ruin. The structures here are all Ferelden, with stone ferried up by a typical madman. Whatever was here, whatever natural spire, it was flattened for a floor. But I know the common shapes, and I erect them as was custom, and we shall see what the elves wish to see. The note blows in a different, uneducated hand. I finished this for Master Gannat. His workings brought lightning. Much lightning. The rods are pools of metal now, and all his workings burned. Master was also struck. I write for him his last words because his fingers are ash, and he did not live the night. The veil is old here. Skyhold has not just been claimed time again, but sacked as well. We've managed to uncover some remnants, including a scratching under a pillar that mentions the name given by your witch. Old but still long after the place had been built over, but the author knew something of its first purpose, or at least something of a legend. Var Landivalis him saw Belinaris son Elgar, Melanata him Samaris Venetalden. Okay, so a bunch of Elvish here. Even with assistance from your elf, we managed only a partial translation. Elven is often a game of intent, not direct mapping of phonetic meaning. That means it's a mess. Okay, then. Are belief transformed into everything? Assertion/problem, uncertain. All time is transformed into the final/first death, uncertain. Inevitable/threatened victory, and horrible/promised freedom in the Untorn Vales, uncertain. Where the sky is held up/back, where the people give/gain love that is an apology/promise from/to. Okay. Mostly complete as fragments go. The rhythm is strange, not like others I've recorded. Perhaps less a poem than a statement. The Elven language does tend to meander. Notes from the Archivist. Alright. I'm not entirely sure what this is about, but interesting. Obviously some stuff that Solus could probably enlighten us about if he cared to. And then tiles. What is left here? Or what is new here, rather, I suppose. Must have missed it. Unless it's the first one? It might be in this one. No, okay, I missed... What is new? What am I missing? What in the world? What am I missing here? So, I'm not seeing anything that I haven't... that's showing anything that hasn't been read already. I don't know what that's highlighting for, but whatever. Not a big deal. We have maps, but we don't have the mosaics available to look at specifically, I guess. That's kind of annoying, but oh well. Alright, now I believe we are finally ready, though, to go to the war table and deal with all the shit on there. And then head out someplace. Which way was the war table? This way? And Josephine, just passing by. Let's see, there's probably a lot of new shit to deal with on here. Alright, let me see. Friend in Querinus.
We cannot neglect our soldiers' training.
Can we neglect roads? Our allies cannot take the same route through the mountains we did.
Friend in Querinus. According to Dorian, while most Tevinter Magisters are not Venatori supporters, they will also not raise a finger to prevent the Venatori from wreaking havoc in the south. There are some, however, who see the cult for what it is and are trying to expose it. A Magister contacting Querinus by the name of Myvaris Talani is attempting to introduce a law in the Imperial Senate which could see Venatori activity sharply curtailed into winter. Dorian suggests that quiet Inquisition support of Miveris would be beneficial, and ultimately could drum up support from other magisters fearful of what Corypheus represents. Right, let's see our options. Tevinter is a land where secrets are weapons. Let us arm this magister against those who would oppose her vote. Or, I have contacts in Tevinter, although not many. Still, trading a few favors could help this magister a great deal.
Did you see the message I sent? Yes, thank you.
Yeah, Liliana sounds a little bit better here, I think. Josephine seems like kind of uncertain. So yeah, this sounds a bit better.
Let's see what we have.
My Lady Inquisitor, considerless as your support has been, I'm saddened to report my motion died on the Senate floor. Although I am hardly surprised. My fellows in the Magisterium don't enjoy the thought of having their freedom limited in any fashion. That was, however, hardly the point of the motion. It was a statement that needed to be made, and your support allowed me to make it far louder and clearer than I ever would have on my own. So I thank you. With any luck, this will draw support from those who feel as I do. It will also draw fire from Venatori cultists still in the shadows, but I say, let them come. I will not back down in the face of such fools. I'm sending along a few things which I hope will aid your efforts, and we'll see what more I can drum up. Give my love to Dorian. The poor boy is such a hothouse orchid. He must be wilting in the cold. Magister Miveris Talani. Alright, nice. Alliances observing the deadlock. It was to be expected. In the wake of so many important deaths and the rise of the Inquisition, several noble houses are attempting to spur their fortunes by crafting an alliance of their own. For now, they seem mired in arguments of seniority. It will be a long time before any of them threaten our standing. Let's see, let them squabble on their own. Poking them at this point is wasted energy. I suggest someone be offered as an ambassador of the Herald, not the Inquisition. If only to let them know, in a non-threatening way, that we are watching. Or I say invite them to observe our soldiers' training to show that we are not heretical outlaws. Is this about, like, the chantry? I assume? I think... Let's go with Josephine Way. Let's let them know that we are watching. Despite their intent to craft a political entity to oppose us, these noble families are too embroiled in their own conflicts to even acknowledge us. We have acquired some additional trading partners who are tired of waiting for a winner to emerge. Right. Judgment, the magic used in Redcliffe. Alexius has been put to work as a magical researcher for the Inquisition. The spell he used in Redcliffe was incredibly complex. Even he doesn't understand all of the theory behind it, but he has confessed it was only possible to cast because the breach has thinned the veil. Alexius can look into applications of the theory for safer use. Only one option here. Alexius has been given all the books and equipment he requires. Let us see if he will prove useful. Yes, let us see indeed. Visitor, here are the results of my research. I trust they are satisfactory. Your spymaster says she might let me stroll around without my shackles if they please you, but sing no false praise on my account. Gary and Alexis. Alright, I'll let you know if it pleases me, Alexius, I suppose. Let's see, the Serpent of Navarra. Inquisition agents have uncovered a potential problem in the nation of Navarra. A Tevinter mage by the name of Verelius has recently been noted in the company of King Marcus, and rumors comment on how strange it is for a new advisor to be so closely heated. There is evidence to indicate Verelius is a member of the Venatori. Having the Navarran king under their sway would give the cult a great deal of power and hinder the Inquisition's ability to operate in the north. Send an agent to eliminate the advisor, as well as his supporters, by any means necessary. Wait for this advisor to leave the capital, then send a force to ambush and capture him. Or we should tell King Marcus what this advisor truly is. Convince him to see the light. I don't know that we're gonna get much further. I'd say let's ambush and capture him. Inquisition forces waited until Verelius left the royal palace in Navarra, watching until we were certain his goal was to report to superiors in the Tevinter city of Trevis. Then we struck. I'm told that our agent, a reaver named Tamar, cut a bloody swath through the ranks, and Verelius himself was captured. We recovered various artifacts he carried, and reports state that King Marcus came to his senses, as if awakening from a dream. The Venatori threat in Navarra has been eliminated. : Cool. Good work. Good work, people. Is this just opening a region? I think so. What is the stop Venatori activity in the west, though? Oh, that's right. There's like, I forgot there's like 3 desert regions, right? There's like the night, the one that's like at night, and then the western approach, and then there's like the one with the shards. Like, kind of overkill on the desert regions. But yeah, so I think that's just unlocking a desert region there. Which we're not looking to do right this second, I don't think. Protect Clan Lavellan. Ooh, that's an important one. Dallin, I would not trouble you normally. You have enough on your shoulders, fighting ancient Tevinter magisters while representing your people. Unfortunately, the rifts that plague this land have spread chaos and fear along with them, and many seek to take advantage of it. Bandits are attacking Clan Lavellan. The Durators are well armed and heavily armored, and they come in numbers our hunters cannot match. We had settled in a small unclaimed valley not far from Wycombe, a safe place with few rifts, but these bandits may force us to seek a new home. If your Inquisition can help, you might save our clan much hardship. Dareth Shiral, Keeper Istemathorial Lavellan. Right? These seem too powerful to be mere bandits. My skirmishers can harass their flanks and give the Dalish a chance to retreat safely while I uncover the truth. No simple bandits would attack a Dalish camp with such force. My troops can give the Dalish much needed support. Or, the Duke of Wycombe is an Inquisition ally. It is odd for him to let bandits so close to a city. Perhaps he could help the Dalish. Yeah, he might be in on it then if he lets them that close though. I say give them a chance to read while they cover the truth.
Let's see what we have.
Nightingale. Our operatives harassed the enemy and created enough confusion for the Dalish to withdraw safely to a more defensible area. After investigation, your suspicions were correct. These are bandits in name only. Though they wear no colors, they are mercenaries, bought and paid for by Duke Antoine of Wycombe himself. It is unclear what caused Antoine to turn on the Dalish, but he should not be trusted. In public, he fully supports the Inquisition, even pledging gold to our coffers, but he has a private agenda, currently unknown. I can continue gathering information, but suspicions in Wycombe are high after the bandits ran into trouble, and any sabotage inside the city runs a high risk of detection. Juster. Alright. Strike a bargain with merchant princes. Inquisitor. The allied merchants of the monarchy of Antiva have inquired whether they can assist us in any fashion. They could provide us with some of the finest goods in Thedas, a powerful boost to our prestige, and spread our influence north. The merchant princes will also attempt to ensnare us in contracts so convoluted that we will be eternally tied to them. If you're interested, we must send our most skilled negotiators. Our diplomats are well respected, and I feel we can come out ahead of the bargain if we are prepared to commit to it. Right, I have chosen a few dozen diplomats to handle the merchant princes. I will, of course, inspect everything we sign myself.
At your service.
A bundle of documents at least 50 pages thick explains the trade agreement the Inquisition has entered into with the merchant princes of Antiva. Josephine has attached a note. Inquisitor, I am more than satisfied with the agreement we reached with the merchant princes. Here is a duplicate if you wish to review it. I would put aside 3 days and 24 candles. Alright, I think Mintriel will probably trust your word for it on that this account, Josephine. Let's see. Shadows over Denerim. Inquisitor, first things first, an apology. I offered the rebel mages safe harbor in Ferelden only to have them drive my uncle out of his own town, so I'll admit I wasn't in the best of moods when I first met you. I just wanted everyone out of Redcliffe and didn't care who was responsible for what. Now I wish I'd done otherwise. Isn't that always the way? These cultists. Venatori, I think they're called. We have them in the Royal Palace, or so I'm told. Like rats, but with magic and nasty sneers. I don't know what they're up to, but I need to find them and drive them out. Since the Inquisition knows all about them, I'm hoping you'll help. Something, something, grateful something. Wait, did you just write that? You scribes do this on purpose, don't you? King Alistair Theron. Oh, Alistair. We can forgive you. I know you're probably... probably beside yourself with Vasella off on her quest to try and stop the calling or whatever. And kind of her location possibly kind of unknown. I don't know, maybe Alistair has better tabs on her though? I don't know. Anyways, I have just the agent in mind for this. Allow me to send her to Denerim to quietly hunt down the Venatori spies, or send forces to aid in the manhunt. Not only should we help, but everyone should see us doing it. Interesting. You know what? Yeah, everyone should see us helping. Inquisitor. Well, that was bracing. A pitched battle with evil mages disguised as kitchen servants, fireballs flying, and swords flashing. It brings back old times. I won't be eating anything coming out of those kitchens for a while, let me tell you. I wonder if they were going to poison me. Nasty little cultists. Anyhow, I'm grateful for the Inquisition's help. We wouldn't have found them without you. King Alistair Theron. Of course. Always do our part for Frelden. And let the Inquisition's name be held in a little higher regard there. New to the crew, a young hopeful. A note in careful handwriting from the youth who recently arrived. To the Inquisition, I found bandits stalking your patrols. They are the usual kind, and I can show your people where they are. I'd have tried to stop them, but they have swords, and I don't. If you have extra, I will help. I want to help. D. Sutherland. If you have the location, just eliminate them, put the boy to work elsewhere, or if the boy knows where they are, outfit him. It is a minor threat. You know what? Yeah, if he wants to help, we will help him. Let's see. The Sutherland lad reported back. The bandits were cleared with minor spoils. He may have potential. Alright, yeah, we will see how that potential builds out. Hunt Theronfall Redoubt Demon. Inquisitor. The demon that fled Theronfall Redoubt left signs of its passage. It appears to be some sort of shapeshifter. Witnesses have described incidents of friends acting strangely or being in two places at once, that sort of thing. Chargers have experience hunting demons. Say the word and we're on it. Lieutenant Cremisius Aclassi. Right, Chargers know what they're doing. I can pass them information and send them off hunting. Or a feeble help place words will have the nobility on guard for imposters. The hunt should be much easier. Let the Chargers do it. They brought this up, let's have them take care of it. Inquisitor. The demon was clever enough to impersonate everyone from Seeker Penegast to the chief to even me at one point, but we caught it and put it down. There wasn't much left of the body after we killed the thing, but it had misses with the use of information. Most of them confirm what we already knew. The Elder One planning to kill Empress Celine and march an army of demons across our lay, but I'll pass them to Sister Liliana regardless. The demon also held some items the Inquisition might find handy. Hope they help. That's cool. Conscript for the Inquisition. Well, that settles it. We face a Darkspawn Magister who commands something that looks suspiciously like an archdemon. I defy anyone to tell me that this is no blight. We have Blackwell's treaties, and we have cause. Thetis will require little persuasion. Josephine. We need his information. Grey Warden influence may loosen even the tightest lips. Information and conscripts are well enough, Inquisitor, but gold secures these things, and more. Or we need to bolster our forces. Let me conscript more soldiers. Well, I feel like we have plenty of people, like, willing to fight for us. I don't necessarily want to just conscript people. I feel like using it to get gold kind of makes sense, so let's do that.
Let us begin.
I'll need larger coffers soon. You made the right decision, Josephine. Right, cool. Oh, you know, actually, now that I think about it, I just realized, yeah, Mintriel probably would have gone for the knowledge, for the information. Because that's, you know, that's her kind of thing, right? Just, like, being ever curious, wanting to gain more and more knowledge. I kind of forgot about that for a second, but oh well, I don't think it'll make a big difference for that one. But I'll have to keep that in mind going forward. I was just kind of thinking in terms of, like, the overall perspective what would make more sense, but I was kind of forgetting that, yeah, she probably would want to go for the information. Oh well. Hinterland resources. The Hinterlands is a notable source of elf fruit and onyx. Inquisition forces at camp could search for these resources and arrange shipment to Skyhold. See, we should focus on finding new sources of healing herbs, or I should focus on gathering the onyx and drakestone, or anything can be useful. Let them take whatever they can find. You know what, yeah, let me just... whatever, and let's see. Our shipment of resources from the Hinterlands has arrived. Okay, a little elf fruit, a little onyx. You know, I actually probably should have said focus on healing herbs, because that's what we really need, but I'll probably find a lot of those soon enough, hopefully. Once I start getting back out into the field again. Search for the Hack Rider. Ruffles. First off, you play a mean hand of Wicked Grace. Second, the lead you dug up for me on finding this Bellenforth guy in Kirkwall is starting to show some promise. I got my editor to look around for me. She's a coterie boss, so people tell her things whether they want to or not. She tracked down the poor sod carrying the manuscripts out of Kirkwall. This is where it gets weird. The courier is a magistrate, Lord Warner Cammering. The coterie won't touch him with a 10-foot pole. Maybe you could have a polite word with him for me. Varric. Let's see. A magistrate courier, he has to be involved in something else. Let's find out what. I'm owed a few favors in the Viscount's office. I could call one in. Or I have a friend in the Kirkwall Guard. She might be willing to talk to this magistrate. Oh, yep. You do have... Well, actually, are you talking about... I don't think you're necessarily talking about Aveline. But yeah, Yeah, it has to be involved in something else. Let's find out what.
Inquisitor.
Nightingale. Cameron is dead. Fully armored, locked in an inner room in his home, a knife in his back. He knew someone was coming for him. Ironically, the scene was exactly the same as one in the first Howard and Hidetown novel. Someone sent a professional after this magistrate. They had to leave a trail. Cooper. Hard and Hightone Unsavory Perils. Bay of Hard and Hightone sits open on the table. Jevlin was waiting outside the captain's office when Don and Brikonovic slunk out defeated. We're not getting a warrant, are we? Jevlin looked almost relieved. No, Donham met his partner's eyes. The kid was barely 20 and looked like he'd walked straight to the Kirkwall barracks from somebody's potato farm. Taller and broader than the other guards, Jevlin slouched as if he didn't know how to fit into his own limbs, as if he thought he should be smaller. Hunched over in his brand new, too large armor, he looked like a child playing at being a guard. He was too green for a murder investigation. Maybe it's for the best, Jevlin said, almost speaking Donan's thought out loud. You're on your way out of the guard, and I'm... He trailed off, then sighed. Questioning nobles in the middle of the night wasn't covered in training. Donan glared at the kid. I'm a city guard, and so are you, recruit. Nobody gets away with murder while we're on duty. Jevlin stood a little straighter. What do we do, then? The captain wants proof, Don smiled. We bring her proof. Leon has written a note in the margin. The dead magistrate. Attempt to implicate Varric? Why? And in what? If an assassin killed the magistrate, a word to the crows might tell us who it was. They watch rivals carefully. Or we should support the official Kirkwall Guard investigation into this murder. I know, I feel like the official investigation might be... could be corrupt, but at the same time, I mean, if Aveline's kind of there, right? So maybe we should. Let's support the official investigation.
At your service.
The letter has arrived at Skyhold, addressed to nobody. No one saw the courier who brought it. You encroach upon the domain of higher powers. You will answer to us. The letter is unsigned, except for a wax seal depicting 6 crossed swords. Right? Interesting. Acquire the Arcanist. Skyhold has credible potential for runecrafting and mastercraft smithing, if only we had a gifted mind to gain full benefit. The War and the Venatori have claimed many experts, but we have located an Arcanist with great skill and a reputation for humbling first enchanters in both Androstian and Imperial circles. 2 assassination attempts, and at least 1 explosion, have made landholders reluctant to allow her passage through their territory. It will take significant effort to bring her from Tantreville, but this Arcanist would be invaluable to the Inquisition. Yes, let's get Dagna. To our patches, they must know she's there. They will not. Alliance can overwhelm any concern. The owners of where she will travel need only be convinced of the worth of pleasing us, or a full retinue will secure her safely on the Imperial Highway. Honestly, probably the safest thing. They need to know she's there, but they won't know. The Arcanist has been secured, despite great cost and the concern of more than a few traditional-minded mages. She waits a meeting with the Inquisitor in the Undercroft. Cool. Gain Orzamar's friendship. We have received a message from Orzammar. Knowing an ancient Darkspawn threatens Thetis, King Balin officially declared his support for the Inquisition. Josephine. I would advise sending a delegation to Orzammar as soon as possible to cement this alliance. Right, go ahead and do it. Our emissaries have returned. Orzammar has pledged to our cause some of the most formidable warriors from the Legion of the Dead. According to the king, they are veteran Darkspawn hunters, absolutely fearless. The king also graciously offered to share Orzamar's wealth. He recognizes the threat Corypheus poses. Cool. Sigil the Great Bear. We'll have to see what that is. Specializations for the Inquisitor. Oh! We got our specializations now. I thought we had to wait till like level 14, but I guess not. I can ensure instruction for the legions who want to join, but can we expect the Inquisitor to remain a leader while training with a subordinate? She is a figure of inspiration and should rightly be one of aspiration. Promoting a specialist from within the ranks seems lacking. With due respect to our people, the needs of the Herald are so specific, I recommend looking outside for the best combat specialists to be found, regardless of their affiliation. Sir Morris, Quartermaster. He is right. I will ensure the best training, no questions asked.
Inquisitor.
The best of the best have been summoned. Training with these specialists will ensure the Inquisitor's abilities remain at their height. Right? Truth or dare, see and be seen. Madam Ambassador, words cannot express my gratitude for your gracious hospitality at Skyhold. After the events at Haven, one can hardly go anywhere in the Empire without hearing the word Inquisition. I shall be glad to have some facts to add to the wild rumors. I am as grieved as you to hear of the vicious slander being spread. Justinian V was the best of us. It pains me to think that others would pollute her legacy in such a manner. I travel to Val Foray soon. I shall ensure my cousins know the truth of this matter. Sincerely, Comte Renaud de Maurier. Now that he's been here, we should talk to the nobles he's been seen with and let them all know. My dear Josephine, I passed along the news of Domorier's visit to a few mutual parties, and implied that he was, perhaps, trying to butter both sides of his bread. I would describe the outrage this idea provoked, but that would make this letter indecent, and your spy mistress would abscond with it. You play as beautifully as ever, my dear. I can hardly wait to see what Domorier's next move is. Give my love to your parents. Yours, Vicomtesse Elodie de Moreau. Alright, oh, this is, for the DLC, I believe, right? Yeah. Okay. Not getting into that just yet. Foulmire resources. Blood Lotus and Dawn Lotus are both found in the Foulmire. The area is also known for Summerstone and Blue Vitriol. Now the Inquisition has established a camp in the region, even though we actually haven't gone there, technically, yet. We unlocked it, but we haven't actually gone there, but I think that's where we're gonna go next here. To check for a little bit at least. Anyways, now this is a camp. They could instruct them and to seek out these resources and send anything they find to Skyhold. Alfred is particularly plentiful in the bog. We should focus on that. Or mention concentrate on finding stone and metals. Or whatever. Let me go with elf root, because I really do need elf root.
Let's see what we have.
Well, I said to focus on elf root, and they got me blood lotus instead, so, okay then. Claiming the Mage Rebellion. Fiona, we got the word out to everyone we could, but some cells were too remote to reach. We'll need the Inquisition to contact them, at least to let them know the Templars are gone. They are gone, right? Right? Sketch. I can send a few agents with a mage from Redcliffe to persuade these cells to come in. They're likely afraid to come out of hiding. I can send a few non-Templar soldiers to protect the mages on their way here, or rebel mages may not believe we aren't Templars. I can ask the Bannerman for help contacting them. Yeah, let's send a few minions with a mage from Redcliffe. Better to hear it from a mage directly, I think. Commander, a lot of mages showed up. I hope they're friendlies because if they're not, we're in trouble. Captain Rylan. Alright, Dorian's request. Now that you're in charge, there's something I thought I'd bring up. There are Venatori mages out there, lurking in the wilderness. This comes as no surprise to you, since you can't swing a dead cat without hitting one of Criff's minions, but these particular Venatori have additional significance to myself. For one, I know them personally. I would call them friends, except that would imply I didn't want them dead, which I do. Since I have an idea of where they might be, thanks to an investigation I began before coming south, I thought we could put our heads together and track them down. At which point they would smear something at you and to Venter, and you'd be forced to kill them. Which makes everyone happy. You for eliminating a potential threat, me for eliminating men and women too stupid and short-sighted to be permitted to continue to breath. They would be less happy, but who cares about them? Up to you, my Lady Inquisitor. Dorian. Of course, Dorian. Let's see how we want to handle this. Let us look into this carefully and quietly. We do not wish to alert the Venatori to our awareness of their existence. Or we have former Templars, skilled at hunting mages. I can send them to follow Dorian's leads. Or if there are Venatori out there, they'll show their faces. Someone has seen them, and Coin loosens their lips. Let's be careful, let's not tip them off. Dorian's leads were effective. The Inquisition found several locations where these Venatori could be hiding. Advanced camps, purpose unknown. If you wish to deal with these mages, I'm certain Dorian would be pleased. I'll mark the locations on your map, should you pass by any on your travels. Alright, cool. A memorial for Haven. Ambassador Montilier. Although we have not always seen eye to eye, I believe that on this subject we will be in perfect agreement. I would like to build a monument at the site where Haven stood, as a memorial to all those who gave their lives defending the faith. Shall we work together to honor these fallen heroes, Madam Ambassador? Marquise Durelion. I could do some fundraising for the project, and we should send a representative for the ribbon cutting, or I'm sure I can get some volunteers from our ranks to help with the construction. Yeah, let's let Josephine handle this. Ambassador Montilier, please assure the Inquisitor of my deepest regards. Work on the memorial proceeded without incident, and it was unveiled to a crowd of almost 1,000. May it stand forever as a testament to the tenacity of the faith in times of great trial. Keys Trillium. Cool. Scout Haven Ruins. Inquisitor, per our conversation, I would like permission to send some of the charges to Haven. Our goal is to find any gear lost in Corypheus' attack, check for enemy stragglers, and bring in refugees who have not yet found Skyhold. Lieutenant Cremisius Aclossi. We have no idea how many enemies remain at Haven. The chargers had best go in numbers, or the only way we'll bring in refugees is through our allies in Ferelden. After Haven, they are more than willing to help. Yeah, I mean, Krem asked, so I'm gonna go with the chargers.
Inquisitor,
Visitor, while most of Haven has been destroyed, the charges recovered some lost gear still intact. They also recovered a number of enemy corpses in hopes that these might help your experts understand more about the enemy we face. Alright, well, probably be useful. Oh, that's just the usual one, isn't it? But Josephine, make us some coin. Cool.
Inquisitor.
Alright, that's open. Let's see. Anything else in Orlais? Yes. Stop war between Navarra and Tevinter. Inquisitor, both Tevinter and Navarra were fighting against Venatori entrenched along their border. The battle showed no signs of abating until the Inquisition sent soldiers who pulled victory out of a seemingly insurmountable defeat. Both sides have attempted to claim this portion of land in the past, and both are attempting to do so again. Only the presence of our soldiers prevents them from beginning a war. We cannot allow this to happen. For the moment, each side is grateful enough to listen to our advice, and we must convince them to send their armies home. I will press on both sides, call upon all favors, to do this. Right, I fear the situation between Navarra and Tevinter will deteriorate. We must be persuasive, decisive, and swift. Alright, then go at it, Josephine.
Let us begin.
Inquisitor, through the efforts of hundreds of negotiators, allies, and a few personal connections, Navarra and Tevinter have grudgingly issued orders for their soldiers to return to their respective cities. The contested land has been split down the middle. We have averted a war today. I will add nothing more, for there is no higher reward to ask for. Right, cool. Then investigate Hunter Fell. Based on the revelation at Haven that Venatori operatives report to a darkspawn believed to be the Magister Corypheus, threat assessment of possible Venatori has been reprioritized as vital. Duke Tithus Pentagast rules the Navarran city of Hunter Fell. A former military hero who prided himself on his open-minded attitude, Duke Tithus rules with the help of a secret network of old adventuring companions and possible lovers, as they are all rumored to be beautiful women. Information on the 5 bells of Hunterfell is limited, but they are known to include humans from both Orlais and Ferelden, an elf, a dwarf, and even a Talvishoth. Known or suspected backgrounds range from respected Mortalitasi or dragon hunter to bard, smuggler, or even apostate. We believe one of the 5 bells of Hunterfell is a Venatori agent working to advance the agenda of Corypheus. Right, a bard's reputation precedes her, even if she wishes otherwise. I can uncover more about her. Dragon hunting is a noble sport, usually. I should be able to find out about this hunter. Or I have friends among the Templars. They might know more about this supposed apostate. Let's go for the hunter. Letter to Josephine with information on the dragon hunter. Although dragons were rare until quite recently, she had slain 4. Those who have seen her fight say that seldom does one see anyone so tall she moves so quickly, for she stands head and shoulders above both the elven member of the Bells and the smuggler, yet moves with a grace neither can match. Okay. So places we can unlock. Oh, is that... Oh, shit. I was not done yet. Man. Wasn't actually done yet. Oh, cutscene time though. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what that was about, but alright, I guess I will save. But I was not done yet. There was still more. Well, you know what? We can finish that up later, though.
I hear. Shame.
I know.
A way with words, too.
Shame.
What are you guys talking about? Don't know if I want to know, to be honest. But you know what? Yeah, I guess we'll finish that up later. No things saying we have to do it all right now. And actually, what did we get? We got a few new things. Ooh, that's a nice staff. Solus. You would like this, I think. Yeah, that would be nice for you. And then we can get rid of this shittier ice staff. And then I think we got something else new. Maybe was it just I don't know, maybe it was just a schematic and not else. Ooh, enhance amulet of magic. You take that. And then who wants this cooldown one? I think someone was wearing a cooldown one. Yes, someone was wearing a cooldown one. Is it you? Yes, you take this then. Varric can get something for his another ability. Right, cool. And I got some more grades. What does the Sigil of the Great Bear do? Plus 100% maximum mana/stamina, minus 50% regeneration. I think I had one of those on Iron Bowls. Something or other, yeah. Because it's kind of nice for him to just kind of... I mean, actually, I feel like this would be kind of nice, maybe for, like, just warriors in general, because they want to build up a lot of guard initially. So being able to do a lot of abilities at the, you know, right at the beginning and build up a bunch of guard might be nice. And then you just regenerate more slowly, but it's possibly kind of nice. It also could be nice for, a mage, maybe, to be able to do a bunch of abilities right at the start? Possibly. I don't know. Probably make use of that in some way here. Yeah. Okay. And then let us go to the Undercroft and meet Dagna, I suppose.
Inquisitor?
The Arcanist has arrived.
You should see for yourself.
Hello there.
Hey, Dagna.
Well, don't just stand there slack-jawed. Let's figure out what you need.
You're the magical advisor?
Oh, you're her. The Inquisitor. I'm Dagna. Arcanist Dagna. It's an honor, your worship. Is that it? The hand anchor mark? It's pretty. And the breach was pretty too, in a destroy everything sort of way.
Welcome to the Inquisition.
I welcome you to the Inquisition and look forward to your contribution.
Me too. I've heard some impossible things. I love impossible things. Those are the best to make, well, possible. I've looked at Harriet's devices. The precision is fantastic, but typical. Mundane. Old thinking.
Is what now?
No disrespect meant to the classical trades, but you need a new perspective. I've made adjustments. As long as I keep making them, you can craft just about anything. Almost safely.
Almost safely, okay. Let's talk about your title.
What qualifies you to be an Arcanist?
I took the title because I'm a magical researcher, philosopher, and master of practical application. And I like it. I can't actually do magic because I'm a dwarf, but that also means no risk of possession. Safer than a mage. It means that every skill I have, I've learned through reason and understanding. Coming from the Smith caste, I know the value of mastering a craft. Did you know dwarves invented enchanting? Probably.
Yeah, probably. It makes me think of Sandal. Kind of too bad you don't get to see him or Bodane in this game. Wonder if they'll make an appearance in Dragon Age 4. Be interesting. Where'd you study magic?
Where does a dwarf go to study magical theory?
Get out. I asked myself that question for years. Turns out, not in Orzammar. I had to start at a circle. I had help, though. A Grey Warden, and I am forever grateful. With that sanction, I visited a half-dozen circles. The wonders I've seen. And with an objective eye, I can spot where they overlap. That's a surprise for every teacher. It's a grand tradition, and it works so well with new thinking.
A Grey Warden helped you?
You mentioned a Grey Warden who helped you start your studies.
Not any Grey Warden. The Grey Warden. The hero of Ferelden is a hero in Orzammar, too. It's incredible that someone like the hero of Ferelden would stop to help the little people. Literally.
See, you must have learned a lot.
Your years of study have paid off.
Oh yes, the mages said I brought a valuable perspective. I've even presented my work to the College of Enchanters. I wanted an exchange. The Surface could learn about lyrium smithing, and Orzammar would gain knowledge of magic. But now there's no college. And so far as the Shaper is concerned, I'm castless. So you're getting my best work, Inquisitor. Let's make some great stuff.
What? Oh, I think I missed my opportunity to ask some more questions and stuff. Oh well. You gave up your home.
You gave up so much, left your home. Was it really that amazing?
Yes. I left my home and my family, but I just knew I could be more than a smith. I wish my people weren't stuck in the past, and I regret that my father couldn't imagine another life for me. But I don't regret what I did.
Oh, the Warden sounds special.
The Warden affected you in a special way.
Talk to anyone, they'll say the same. It was a dark time. There was one light. She saved us. She saved me.
Yeah. She did. Forget, why exactly did she do it specifically? I feel like there was some benefit to her. I mean, Vasella only ever did things for the most part if it benefited her, so there was some benefit to her. Wasn't purely altruistic, because that just isn't who Vasella is, but, you know. Enough excitement for now.
All right, rein it in. You have work to do.
Right, sorry. I get carried away when I think of it. Ready when you need me.
Alright. Talk more to you later, I suppose. Where do I go to make runes? Or how do I make runes? Am I missing something? Shouldn't there be a place I can make runes in here? No? I mean, I can add runes now to weapons, right? Is it weapons or armor? I think it's weapons, right? No, but how do I got a blank runestone. How do I make runes, though? I guess, is it under crafting? Okay, yeah, under crafting. So I can make a corrupting rune if I want. Plus 20 damage versus living. Interesting. I think I'm gonna hold off for now? Perhaps, but we'll see. Alright, well, we'll check in later, Dive. I'll have to buy some more blank rune stones and, to gather some more materials as well. We will be back. You can count on that. Right. Let me see, what time is it? Alright, well, I was hoping to actually get into going out into a region here and adventuring around for a bit, but unfortunately I don't have the time to get into that right now. At least not to really get into it enough to be worth it. Like, I don't want to, like, go into a new region and only be able to spend, like, a few minutes there. It would just be a tease. Too much of a tease. So I think I'm gonna leave it here. But when I get back, we will, be heading out without any delay. I'm thinking into the Falomar, because we have unlocked that area, but we haven't been there yet, and we kind of just did a bunch of main quest progression stuff, so I kind of wanted to just focus on some of the side areas for a little while now. Oh, that reminds me. Oh, yeah, we have access to the specialist now, right? So we're gonna have to look into the specializations, too. Well, we'll probably look into that after we go and mess around the Falomar for a bit, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, but we'll figure that out next time. But anyways, for now, thank you for watching, and I will see you later.